Okay, folks, this is something very snooty, and it's really something where I believe my work should be hanging, but I'm not a famous artist. I've never had an art exhibition to my name. I've been in mostly amateur competitions, but I've never won an art prize. I did win a poetry art prize. I did win a poetry in an art prize competition. I never won an art prize, which is really quite, you could say it's quite disturbing for a person like myself who wants to be recognised as an artist and to make money out of doing art instead of fucking costing me money and costing me time. And I know time is okay, but money, I don't have much time. I've got to keep trying to make this TV campaign. I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news. And it's really proven to be difficult, and I'm trying my best, and it just doesn't seem to be working. This is what we're photocopying, Beaches magazine. This is a snooty magazine from the Northern Beaches, and we're interested in this page of this art gallery piece. We're just doing this side. We're interested in that picture, and maybe, I don't know what we're going to do with it, folks, but I really find this kind of art gallery. I just had my morning tea not long ago, and it's got caught in my throat. Finding it hard to talk because choking on my low-calorie diet snack. Just choking on it, folks. So sorry. Yeah, I hate it when I choke on my fucking food. Yeah. Whatever. We'll just let the photocopier do the talking, maybe, instead. I forgot to put it in negative mode. I was meant to make it negative mode as well as that, instead of that. It's a bit crooked, but we're going to do something interesting to it. You can see that I've taken out the black, and the black is not there in some parts where there's mostly black. So I was meant to make it a negative image, and I keep bumping that damn button. I'm going to make it negative now. But yeah, this is a posh sort of an art gallery where people like myself were not welcome, that I'm not a person who's been recognised as an artist, and that's come up looking quite interesting. Looks a bit yucky, but I don't know. I find the paintings are really popping off the image. I do wonder, we're going to keep it like that, or if we're going to bring it back to full black, or I wonder if we're going to enlarge this. But basically, yeah, I really find these art galleries really snooty, and I don't feel like a person like myself is kind of like welcome in a gallery like that. I feel very unappreciated as an artist. I feel unfulfilled, because part of being an artist is exhibiting work, not just having it stashed away in boxes and on shelves, hoping one day you'll crack it big and fucking get somewhere for a change. And I'm really angry at the art gallery system. They're just really shit. So this is what we're photocopying. We're going to try and take a small section out of this. But yeah, I really hate the art gallery system. I hate the whole culture behind it, and culture is a buzzword that these rich people in power like to use to describe art that is conservative, that's usually conservative and stuffy. I have no respect for the status quo of the art world. I like to mock establishment and even contemporary art as well as it stands, because I feel that contemporary art is fairly established anyway. It's rooted in bullshit. that's come up looking shit. We didn't get what we wanted. But basically, yeah, it's really a load of shit, the way the art world is run and how the sorts of people that are attracted to it, that tend to be really mean and horrible to less fortunate people than myself. I'm a person living with disability and I need a leg up, not a kick in the teeth, just because I'm not established, just because I'm not making money, just because I'm not recognised. You know, the art world is full of discrimination and fuckery. That's come up looking quite interesting. I do wonder if that picture there looks really something I could utilise. I do think I might have to lighten it a bit. But basically, yeah, I just feel like I don't have a belonging, like I don't feel like I fit in. I'm trying to get my work, I'm trying to fast track things and get this stuff to go to air on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9, but Channel 9 tends to pander to all this shit, this shitty establishment crap, and they just don't, oh, this is too dark, and they don't seem to care about less established people like myself, who just talented but not recognised, not in the right place at the right time sort of thing, you could say. That I haven't had any privilege, except I did meet someone who could have skyrocketed me to the top, and he was interested in me as a friend and a soulmate to get married to. His name's Luigi, and I see him as my only long-term hope of getting somewhere. And I'm really lonely as well. I'm not a person who has a gaggle of friends or a social scene happening. I'm pretty well desolate. That looks really quite interesting. I could use that. I'll just have a look and try some more. Yeah, that looks really quite nice in some ways. But yeah, it's really difficult trying to work in a world that's full of shit, shitty people and shitty establishment, shitty art world, full of shit, not fucking substance. I'm trying to get on Channel 9 so that I can get recognised as an artist and get my stuff in a gallery or something, and even though I fucking hate art galleries, they never did me any justice, most of them. But basically I'm really angry at the establishment, and I don't have any kind of reverement or respect for it. I don't, folks. I really don't. I don't have any I don't care if they hate me anymore. I fucking hate them. I hate them with such fury. They don't know how much fury I've got. These bitches. These arty-farty shitheads. So these arty-farty shitheads run the art world, and I don't care anymore what they think, except I do get angry at them when Channel 9 shows an article showing an established artist who's made it big and has got it big. I don't know if I like this piece. This is not working very well. But yeah, they've shown artists, including an artist that had their work in the prestigious Louvre gallery, and they don't need those sorts of people who've got that kind of knowledge, that kind of renown and respect. Shouldn't be on the Channel 9 news. They should be in the fucking just hanging in the gallery and just be glad that they're fucking successful, that they're not in my shoes. Trying their hardest to get some kind of basic recognition, which is something I don't have. So I have nothing to my name. I'm disabled. I had a cord around my neck. I came out breech. So I had brain damage, so I can't work in a normal job. I can't just get a job and do this. I'm not fucking rich. I'm not fucking got any social or economic standing. I'm a fucking lowlife to these so-called establishment people, to these so-called bitches in the art world. Now they're bitches. They're dogs. The art world's full of dogs. I have no qualms about that, folks. The art world's full of fucking dogs. They can go fuck themselves and they can just go woof and sniff, lick and sniff like a dog. That's what they do. And incidentally, the media's like that too. Channel 9, incidentally, likes to stick their noses up the asses of the rich and famous instead of helping someone out that really needs a leg up, not a kick in the teeth, not a fucking ignoring. So I really hate this shit, folks. I feel like my life's a big fight. I've been fighting all my life, fighting bullying and teasing at school and into my adulthood, not having an education because of my brain damage. I do believe I have high functioning autism as well, which was responsible for my being a target of a real popular target of teasing and bullying. So I'm not happy with what I've been given in this life so far. I'm just wondering if I'm going to use that one or if I'm going to just continue doing what I'm doing. This is shit, folks. This is not working. I'm not getting what I want out of this bullshit. It's all curling anyway, so I'm just going to quickly play with the buttons. But yeah, I really get so annoyed at the art world. They just hate me. And I hate them. I don't care what they think now. They can go fuck themselves, the bitches. The dogs of fucking society, these art people. They're dogs. They're fuckwits. They're dummies. They don't have any respect for the less fortunate that need to be encouraged. I need encouragement, you know. I want my work hanging in galleries. I've come to the conclusion I'm not going to just be a hobbyist and shut up. I'm not going to shut up, folks. You know, the media might not like what I have to say, but I'm not going to fucking let them shut me up. I'm going to keep going with what I have to say and what I'm doing as long as it's necessary, folks. I can't get this to look any good. This is shit house, folks. This is shit fucking house. But yeah, I really get so annoyed and I feel so disappointed with my art, with my lack of recognition from these stupid dum-dum art society type people. They're fucking dogs. I just pressed it twice. Trying hard to get this to work. This one's not working very well. I'm trying to find a way to make these movements look better than bowel movements, folks. And that's come up looking quite interesting. I do wonder if maybe I just can't get this to work, folks. You know, just like the art gallery world doesn't want to work for me and doesn't want to help. They don't care at all about people like myself who are less fortunate. So I'm going to keep pounding Channel 9. I'm going to keep submitting as many videos as it takes before these dogs get my videos to go to air on the 6 o'clock news. I don't do this on a fucking whim, folks. I'm not doing this just because I can. I'm doing it because I have to. My future is reliant on this, you know? I'm trying to have a future where I don't have to rely on Centrelink or working in an Australian disability enterprise, which is really what used to be known as a sheltered workshop. So, you know, I'm not interested in working in a sheltered workshop or living off Centrelink, taking taxpayers' funding. I do want to have a dignity. I want dignity, folks. I wonder if this is going to be a nice piece we could utilise. I want dignity, folks. I want to feel a sense of like I have dignity. That I feel like I'm worth something. That I'm not a taxpayer drain. That I'm not a drain on the fucking taxpayer. I know I'm disabled. I know I've got a right to social security, and I do appreciate Centrelink for what they've done over the decades. But basically, I just really would like to become self-sufficient, folks. I want to be self-sufficient. I want to do what I want to do. I want to enjoy myself, not fucking be tied down to just the grind of an ADE. I want to have something more dignified, so I can have more money and more the nerds will inherit the copier world. Yes, they will, folks. But basically, yeah, it's really difficult trying to find your dignity when disability takes away your dreams and your aspirations. I wanted to be a photocopier technician. I thought that was the lucrative side of things. I underestimated myself as an artist when I was young and had opportunities, but the opportunities are now gone, and I have to now make my own opportunities. And that's come up looking quite nice in the pastel colours. I do think we could utilise that. Maybe I might darken it, or maybe leave it like that. But yeah, I really want dignity, folks. I really wish I didn't have to work so fucking hard to appear to get nowhere. My dad and my brother, incidentally, hate my creative use of the photocopier, so I've got pressure from my family. My whole family doesn't believe in my art. Even though my mum loves me in her own way, she still doesn't appreciate what I'm doing. She's worried I'm going to blow the bank, that I'm going to blow the budget, which is probably true. She's probably in many ways on the money, so to speak, if we use a pun. But basically, I want to prove that to be all wrong. I want to be vindicated, folks, you could say. I want the teasers and bullies at school to eat their own fucking insults, eat their own words, in other words, the words that they said against me, the bashings they occasionally let out on me, trying to get me to get angry and to wind me up and get me into a fight. So these bitches at school have got a lot to answer to. In my what I've done with Luigi, I didn't think I was worth anything. I hated myself. And I put it down to both the people at school and the people in my youth group, my church group. I call these the schoolies and the churchies. And they both did some serious damage to my self-esteem, which led to me making this error back in 1992 where I ended up not marrying Luigi. I ended up just snubbing him. And I'm really regretful for it. But there's nothing I can do currently except to try and get my talent recognised and try to get my work up there in lights, so to speak. And I'm really lonely without my partner Luigi. I really get lonely, and I live on a low wage, and I'm not really interested in that. It's not fun. So I'm trying my best to make all these demos and upload them to social media, burn them to disk, send them off to, in this case now, Channel 9. I don't bother with the other channels anymore. I feel Channel 9's got the best. If I can just get them to play my material, if they could put aside a single house fire, or a car crash, or a murder, or a drug bust, or any of the, or especially another artist. If there's another artist that they're wanting to play, they can just put it aside and play this. Single video, and see the ratings, how the ratings will shoot up. I know this stuff is not considered what they call, inverted commas, safe. In other words, surefire ratings puller, like a Shark Attack, which Shark Attacks have been around for decades. They're really cheesy sounding, and they drive me mad. I get triggered when I see it's a Shark Attack video on Channel 9 when they show it, because it's so cliche, so well worn and boring and stupid. Shark Attack, it sounds like. It's like they make it sound really like, do people really like to fantasize about someone who's just had a chunk taken out of their body, or a body that's been eaten? What the fuck? It's like, that's really dumb. Who cares about a Shark Attack? Who cares? Who fucking cares, Channel 9? Who fucking cares about Shark Attacks, you fuckwits? Sorry, talking about Shark Attacks is triggering in itself, because it's such a hateful, boring, stupid, dumb kind of don't think I need to do this actually. Such a dumb thing, you know, like it's a waste of airspace. You know, we've seen shark attacks so many times. What about this? So, you know, what can I say, folks? I'm just over it. I'm just over this shit, folks. I try to make these demos and I try to upload them and distribute them, and they just don't seem to be going on to the right people. But I need the power people to sit up and take note. I can't just have grassroots people trying to get me up there. I need the fucking mainstream. You know, the underground has got to be helped by to go to the surface. You can't just have the underground trying to force its way up. It won't work. It hasn't worked in the past. People using social media and people power alone. You need this mainstream media. Channel 9 is it. And that's come up looking really quite nice. I think it's now worth it. We can now call this demo quits.